Hello and welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here. In today's video, I'm going to do a part 2 of what I use in my herbal first aid kit. And this series is really important because a lot of people have been asking me about what do I recommend when it comes to a first aid kit that's easy, that's simple, and that is really helpful when it comes to all these little accidents, little kind of things here and there that you might suffer from when you're out hiking or you're out for a run, or especially when you're out with the kids. They're more prone to the falls, the accidents, the stings, so you want to keep them all protected, and you want to make sure that you have something natural, something easy, and something that works well to apply when you need it. So I have a couple of things that I do recommend, and we're going to start off with my main 3, and this is part 2. I'll include the link to the part 1 video where I talked about different remedies that I use in the description box below, so after watching this one you can head over to see part 1 if you haven't done so. So let's get on to it. I really like using Arnica Cream, and I've talked about it in my Arnica video series, which you can check also in the description box below. There'll be a link for that. And Arnica is one of my favorite things to use for anything to do with bruising, anything to do with sprains, anything to do with pain in general. The cream is to be applied externally, and it's really effective, especially for bruising, because it's important. It has anti-inflammatory properties. Now, one thing to bear in mind when it comes to the Arnica is please make sure you do not use on broken skin, because this can actually irritate the skin. So if the skin's broken, make sure you clean the area, make sure that you secure with a band-aid or with a cloth, a clean disinfectant cloth as well, to help in preventing the bacteria from spreading and to keep the area intact as well. So Arnica Cream is my go-to, and then again, this is my own personal experience and what I've used on myself and on my family. It's okay for you to use other things as well. I'm just talking about my own experience and what has worked for me. Second of all, we got another thing that's related to Arnica, which is again my favorite, is Arnica Tablets, and I use the 6x potency, and these are really important. I've talked about how I've used Arnica, both cream and both tablets, after labor. I've talked about using them when I'm having some sort of pain as well, just simply putting the Arnica homeopathic tablets, and they're really important for anything to do with shocks, with accidents, because these are basically homeopathic tablets that I've used and I give to my own family as well, and they can be taken every 30 minutes. At every 30-minute interval, you can, I personally take Arnica tablets when I'm in pain until I feel more better, until I feel more settled. So another great thing that I use and that I always have on hand at home in my herbal first aid kit, I even have a little tiny travel bottle of in my own purse, is distilled witch hazel. Why do I use distilled witch hazel? Well, it's a lovely remedy for everything to do with minor burns, sunburn, wounds as well, in terms of helping to clean the wounds and helping to soothe insect bites and insect stings as well. Witch hazel is amazing. I start off by soaking a swab in witch hazel, which I always have cotton handy with me, and this really helps to stop the flow of blood from the wounds, and also soothing insect bites as well. So for bruises and sprains, you can also use distilled witch hazel. You can keep kind of freeze witch hazel in ice cube molds and use whenever you want. Make sure you label them clearly and make sure you use them before their expiration date. So these have been the 3 main herbal first aid remedies that I've used. We talked about Arnica Cream, Arnica Tablets, and distilled witch hazel. If you enjoyed today's video, please